Hey y'all, Jack with Casto Farm Bees. Just kind of sitting in front of the hives here today. It is sweltering. It's about 95 or so degrees, and we've hit summer dearth. We're going to have dearth for about the next 6 to 8 weeks until we get into September and the asters and goldenrod and all that starts to bloom. So just kind of updating where my hive count and everything is at. We're up to 10 now. In that 10, there's 6 that I feel really good about that have good laying queens in them. 2 of them, not the most recent split, but the split before that, they have queens that have hatched, and I did a quick little inspection yesterday, and just judging by the size, it looks like they got mated. I saw them when they were virgins, and they were a little bit bigger. Chickens have come to say hello. What was I talking about? Sidetracked. But anyways, so 6 that I feel good about. 2 where I know that they have come back and they have mated, and probably check them again here in about a week and see if they're laying. So I feel pretty good about those 2. And then there's 2 that are kind of wild cards right now. One of them, so this hive here that has the most in the middle, bees are on the outside. That's the one that had the queen, but it had queen cells, and I didn't know if they were going to swarm or supersede, so I pulled the queen out. I believe that was the last video. So she's over there in a nuke, and I'd given her another frame. I shook some bees, but I also gave her a frame of brood. And I was over there, the hive next to them is much bigger and pretty aggressive, and so there was some robbing going on. So I gave them another frame of bees, and really reduced the entrance to try to help that out. And I haven't seen it go on anymore, so but I checked and I didn't see any eggs, so I don't know if there's something wrong with that queen and if they're just going to die out, or if she's just taking some time to lay again. I don't really know. So that one's kind of iffy. And then the one that they replaced, so she would have hatched sometime in the last few days. So we'll check them again in probably about a week or so and see if we can't find the queen, see if they're laying. I'm not going to touch them too much just because they're a little bit more aggressive right now. Not terrible, but and then we're also still feeding a little bit. My conundrum with the feeding, so these 2 hives over here, they're my strongest 2, and I don't want to feed them too much because then they'll boost a population when there's not forage to sustain that population. I need to feed them just enough where they kind of maintain. That way when we hit our fall flow, they can go out and forage and hopefully pack on enough for the winter. And the problem, like some of my nukes like this one, so this nuke here, it's got the queen that's come back, and she's about double in size, so I'm pretty sure she's mated. But the problem was I was feeding them, they were small colony, but they've backfilled a lot of the cells, so she doesn't really have space to lay. And so that's a problem. So I'm kind of trying to find the balance in my colonies of feeding to maintain and to make sure they continue to grow. Like that nuke needs to grow and get bigger, but if I keep feeding them right now, then they're going to continue to backfill, and the queen won't be able to establish her nest. Now my mid-sized colonies, like this one on the end down here, the queen's established the nest. That one probably is about 6 frames drawn out, and so I can continue to feed them because she's got her laying pattern established, and they can continue to grow for the next 6 weeks, and then by the time fall flow gets here, they should be at a good size to be able to pack on some stores. So it's kind of a juggling act in terms of feeding and everything that's going on. So that's kind of where I stand on everything, because I know right now there's not going to be many videos get made for the next few months. I'm just kind of trying to get them to the big ones to maintain, the small ones to not plug up but to continue to grow, and then those medium ones I can just kind of keep feeding because they're pretty much where they need to be. So anyways, that's where we got. Thanks for watching.